I've got another question for you. You have identified these various areas in which we need a lot of rethinking and attention. Um, you know, we laughed at Gandhi like about 70 years ago when he talked about, devolving an economy, making sure that everybody has enough skills and things like that in small communities. Today, we are still very much a heavy industrialization kind of ethos. We are also very excited about fourth industrial revolution, startups, gig economy, which to me seems to be just an economy of boom and bust. Okay. Today, in other countries, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, for example, we have things like the creative economy, the cultural economy. We talk about diversification of our economy and diversification of skills. How really is that happening? Is that really happening?
Thank you, Edith. I am very interested to go back to what Tan Sri said and just share a joke before I come back to your questions. I had the opportunity to sit with Tun Lim Chong Yu and Tan Sri Kosukun in 2009. That was after Pakatan won the election in Penang, and we were seated together with them with Chet Singh, the founding general manager of Penang PDC, Penang Development Corporation. So Sukun at that time was KPI minister. And Chong Yu pointed at him and said, Sukun, forget about your KPI. The most important KPI is election. To a certain extent, I have a lot of problem with this idea of KPI, which is why I fully agree with Tan Sri. This whole thing about KPI, even our government is doing it, and I say in front of the Prime Minister, I say, this KPI, you can set whatever you like, and then you judge yourself by your own KPI, which means very little. Ultimately, your ultimate KPI is what you actually get in the general election, and whether you can maintain a high standard of living, whether you can maintain the functioning of government. But back to your questions about devolving and also diversifying the economy. One question that we have not dealt with in our society is the role of state government. I do think that we can empower the states a lot more so that there can be different dynamic. We may also have to ask about the questions of tax. Currently, the state government depends on what they call land tax or natural resources. So these are the main income for the state government and for local government assessment. But that will encourage the state to focus on land, but not necessarily focus on economic development. At some point, we may have to think about income tax sharing with the state. If there is income tax sharing and not sharing of natural resources, so what the framing says Sabah Sarawak talks about 20% oil royalty. Well, it can be part of the negotiation, part of the debate, which I have no objection. More resources should go to Sabah and Sarawak. But more importantly, the framework should be a lot more on income tax sharing rather than sharing of natural resources. If it is about sharing of income tax collected in the states, it will mean that the state government will have to do a lot more in generating income in the state because the state government has a stake in it. And I think this is a debate that we may have to embark on at some point. Maybe there's no appetite now, but at some point we will have to empower the state government so that the state government play a more active role in economic development.
Thank you.